thing we can do is go on with our daily routine.
Think that fight was wild? But what if I told you the chaos didn't stop when the cameras turned off? And Nurse Ratched, she's got you on edge from the very first moment. Here are weird and fascinating facts about this cinematic masterpiece. And yes, there's a bonus fact at the end that you don't want to miss. Casting history of Nurse Ratched. Hollywood's biggest stars all turned down one of the most iconic roles ever. Anne Bancroft, Jane Fonda, Ellen Burstyn, Angela Lansbury. All of them said no to playing Nurse Ratched. Why? Some of them thought the character was too cold, cruel. Others didn't want to be remembered as the villain. Then came Louise Fletcher. She had been raising her children and hadn't performed in 11 years. At first, director Milos Forman wasn't sold. Then he saw her quiet power, her calm that could freeze a room. And he knew. Fletcher didn't just play Nurse Ratched, she became her. That performance earned her an Oscar and sealed her place in movie legend. The role no one wanted turned out to be unforgettable. Two cinematographers, Jack Nicholson, who played McMurphy, got so frustrated with the director that he barely said a word to him on set. Then how did he convey his messages? He had to go through the cinematographer instead. Haskell Wexler started out as the cinematographer but got fired over creative differences. Then Bill Butler stepped in to finish shooting and ended up being the middleman between Nicholson and director Milos Forman. Talk about drama behind the camera, real electroshock therapy. That looked so real, right? But it wasn't. Totally fake electricity, but the way they shot it, it felt so real that some crew members actually got freaked out. Nicholson's thrashing and the fake electric shocks looked so raw and real. And get this, even though it was staged, it captured what unmodified ECT was actually like back in the day, without anesthesia or muscle relaxants. No wonder people still talk about it. Some real patients even say this scene is exactly why they fear it. Danny DeVito's imaginary friend. Danny DeVito really threw himself into his role, maybe a bit too much. While shooting in Oregon, miles away from home and his girlfriend Rhea Perlman, he began talking to an imaginary friend each night just to deal with the stress. After a while, he even worried he was losing it and went to Dr. Dean Brooks, the real hospital superintendent in the movie. The doctor just smiled and told him it was normal, as long as he knew his friend wasn't real. It just goes to show how intense filming in a real psychiatric hospital was. Living there together and staying in character the entire shoot? That's some next-level immersion. Can you imagine how that must have felt day after day? Louise Fletcher's transformation. See that look? That's Nurse Ratched. Icy, quiet but deadly. She didn't need to shout to control the room. Fletcher really threw herself into playing Nurse Ratched. She reportedly wore mats under her clothes to make herself look stiffer and more intimidating. Her actions were precise and commanding, and her voice was flat and cold. And her look? That perfect pageboy haircut, the army nurse pin, even a trained nurse clip? It all added to the character. To stay in character, she even skipped parties and kept her distance from the cast. If you are enjoying the video so far, stay tuned. We've got even crazier facts coming up. Spiritual presence on set. Imagine being on a set where the past still seems alive. That's what Will Sampson, who played the towering Chief Bromden, felt on set. He wasn't just any actor. He was a Shoshone medicine man, deeply spiritual. He sensed the lingering spirit of past sorrow in the hospital, which made him uneasy when he first came on set. So he performed a private Native American ritual to cleanse the space before filming. It was his own way of bringing calm and focus to the set. Did it make a difference? Well, those who were there say you could feel the calm shift instantly. Brad Dourif's real-life breakdown. Can you imagine being so into a scene that it actually breaks you? That's what happened with Brad Dourif during that intense moment with Nurse Ratched. He started crying for real. The whole set went silent. Director Milos Forman didn't yell cut. He wanted the raw emotion. People on set even thought about calling a doctor. Afterward, Dourif locked himself in his trailer for hours. That wasn't acting. It was real trauma. Even today, he says he can't watch the movie without feeling uneasy. Randall McMurphy's laugh, Nicholson's wild laugh as McMurphy wasn't in the script. It came straight from a real moment on set with Louise Fletcher. That laugh perfectly captures McMurphy. Charming, mischievous, and a little dangerous. Milos Forman loved to let the actors improvise, and this one stuck. It was rebellious, breaking through the hospital's strict, depressive vibe. That spontaneous joy even started to lift the other patients. Fletcher's emotional Oscar speech. At first, nobody paid much attention to Louise Fletcher. Everyone was talking about Nicholson, Dourif, and the brilliant direction, but her icy, quiet performance as Nurse Ratched didn't get the hype. Critics thought she was too restrained, too subtle. But then everything changed. She won the Oscar. Can you imagine her excitement standing on that stage, holding the biggest award of her career? And her acceptance speech? Pure magic. Here's the best part. During her speech, she stops and starts signing a thank you in American Sign Language to her parents because they were deaf. She said, "For my mother and my father, I want to say thank you for teaching me to have a dream. You are seeing my dream come true. Thank you." It was the first time ASL had ever been used at the Oscars.
My mother and my father, I want to say thank you for teaching me to have a dream. You are seeing my dream come true. Thank you.
Who wouldn't get goosebumps watching that? Filming in the haunted lobotomy room. While checking out the Oregon State Hospital, production designer Paul Silbert came across an old surgical wing. Inside, there was a lobotomy room, complete with tools, bloodstains, and everything else. Foreman didn't want a fake set, so they filmed right there. The crew kept the eerie details. Actors said the air felt heavy, like the walls were holding screams. No props, no effects, just the real instruments of a terrifying past. Some called it the creepiest day on set. Fletcher's late career and typecasting. After her chilling performance as Nurse Ratched, Louise Fletcher faced what many call the Oscar curse. Hollywood just couldn't see her as anything but icy and controlling. She got stuck playing cold women over and over. The stern doctor in Exorcist II, the cruel grandmother in Flowers in the Attic, and that sneaky aunt in Cruel Intentions. But here's the thing. Fans loved to hate her. Fletcher proved that being typecast wasn't always a curse. Bonus fact, the haunting sound of madness. Ever notice that eerie, spine-chilling music at the start of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Believe it or not, it wasn't digital tricks. Composer Jack Nitza didn't go the usual route with violins or flutes. He turned to actual medical and everyday objects. Water jugs, wine glasses, and even a saw. Yes, a real carpenter's saw. Enjoyed the video? Subscribe now, and don't miss what's next. Which behind-the-scenes story shocked you the most? Comment below.